Sydney Sweeney. I think it's really emblematic of the challenge that Democrats have with this ginormous megaphone that Republicans have built, not just in traditional linear media, but in independent media and on social media. Democrats are still bringing a little trumpet too. First came out, didn't hear a ton about it. And then I heard J.D. Vance on the Ruthless podcast.
So you have a pretty girl doing a jeans ad and they can't help but freak out.
And I also saw some online media amplifying this. SecDef, that is the handle for the Secretary of Defense, has great genes with him and his sunglasses. Libs of TikTok, which is a very prominent right X outlet, that says Pete Hegseth has great genes, cope and seethe libs. Tipped off a warning bell for me because it made me realize that this was all a coordinated attempt to create distraction and to make everyone think that Democrats are overreacting to something that they're not. Media Matters did a study. Fox has devoted over 7 times more coverage to Sweeney than the Epstein scandal recently. There was a New York Times article written about this yesterday. The tide began to shift on July 27th when large right-wing accounts, such as I mentioned before, Libs of TikTok, began reposting critiques of the American Eagle campaign. So this is where it all starts to make sense, right? Jeffrey Epstein was dominating news headlines for weeks. Trump couldn't get rid of it, right? And so what they are doing is creating a distraction to try to paint a caricature of all Democrats in order to distract from the real issue, which is Donald Trump is literally covering for convicted sex traffickers. This Sydney Sweeney thing points to a larger problem in the Democratic Party. Republicans have built an absolute machine to amplify whatever they want, to paint any narrative they want. This shows what we're up against and how much work we have to do as Democrats. A leader in this fight. His name is Asen Tarabi. Blue circle that could is Asen. We need local news. We need national news. We need linear media. And we need independent media out there fighting this machine every day. Rob Flaherty was the former digital director for President Biden. He recently wrote an article in Politico. The Bulwark, Mutuals, Heather Cox Richardson, Midas Touch, and others are growing on YouTube, TikTok, and Substack by the minute. We all need to fight against this machine. And so for all of you at home, whether you have one Twitter follower or hundreds of thousands, get the content out there. Get the narrative out there. That's how we're going to win.